Well, if you didn't notice, the other day, Bitcoin ran up $2,000 in a matter of about 30 minutes as there was some major news that came down regarding a case that the SEC just lost, that being against Grayscale in its bid to finally get a spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, since then, the price of Bitcoin has retraced and lost almost all of those gains. Now, if you're familiar with big news in the crypto world, that's a familiar story. And in this video, we're going to be talking about what the SEC is doing in terms of mounting up its losses in the crypto world and what the prices are actually doing. Because shouldn't they be moving up? Well, let's talk about it. Not only that, we're going to be talking about the Uniswap case as well as the Coinbase case. And I have some big announcements if you were involved in trading or copy trading on the Fairdesk platform that I've been talking about. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind. And right now we are covering cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all these topics interest you, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, join the Late Night Grind community. And if you do a couple things, I'd appreciate it. Smash the thumbs up button and watch this video all the way to the end. If you do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, guys. Let's jump into it. So before I start talking about the SEC's mounting losses, which is music to my ears, I wanted to mention a couple of things regarding Fairdesk, which is a cryptocurrency exchange and trading platform. If you haven't signed up already, you can go do so. There's links down below. There's links in the comment section. There are rewards and bonuses for signing up and depositing money. In fact, something that I forgot to mention in some of my other videos is that if you are one of the top 3 depositors each and every week, you will get a bonus of $100. 100 USDT will be deposited into your account if you're one of the top 3 depositors that particular week. So don't forget to check those out. In fact, that's been going on for about 3 weeks now. So if you've been depositing money, you might want to look out in your history for a $100 bonus. And if you haven't, well, you can deposit some more money. Maybe you'll be one of the top 3. Also, because of the market movements, there's been some crazy volatility and volume with Bitcoin price going way up and now, of course, retracing. And of course, several weeks ago, we had the XRP price going way up and retracing most of that as well. So if you are unfamiliar with trading and you simply are trying to do what some of the others are doing that, well, they seem to be doing a better job of it, there's something called copy trading. You can go on and copy trade, which is link your account to a copy trader's account. And when they make a trade, it will make the trade in your account as well. There's some unbelievable traders with some crazy good statistics right now on Fairdesk. You can copy trade me. You can copy trade many of the others. All the top ones are listed there. You can go check that out. Also, in 10 days, there is a huge trading competition that I'm going to be talking more about in subsequent videos. But Fairdesk is going to be giving away $1.6 million worth of USDT, worth of trips, worth of bonuses, all kinds of money, all kinds of prizes. It's going to be a cash fest galore. So you can go ahead and sign up right now and get your account ready for that trading competition. Okay, so why did Bitcoin actually skyrocket $2,000 in about 30 minutes the other day? Well, it has to do with Grayscale. See, Grayscale's been trying to get a spot Bitcoin ETF approved for a while. The SEC had originally said no, and literally the next day, Grayscale filed their motion against the SEC and why they are rejecting these Bitcoin ETFs, not just Grayscale's, a whole ton of them. Well, Grayscale was ready for it, so they submitted their whole argument, and the other day, the judge came out with a decision that favored Grayscale, which means the SEC's denial is essentially vacated, which paves the way for a spot Bitcoin ETF to be approved. Now, that doesn't mean a spot Bitcoin ETF was approved. They still have to go through the final process, and of course, the SEC still has to be the one to approve it. However, there's some speculators on CNBC, on Fox Business, on all kinds of social media platforms predicting that by the end of the year, there's going to be several spot Bitcoin ETFs approved. If that's the case, that could be a huge catalyst for major institutional money coming into cryptocurrencies, specifically into Bitcoin. And we're talking tens of billions at a time. Not just a few million, not just a few billion, tens of billions at a time if the spot ETFs are approved. So this is something that I'm going to be following because this is something that can push the crypto market prices. Obviously, as you've seen, good news can move that price $2,000 up or down very quickly. Now, there was a lot of bears, a lot of shorts that got liquidated in that point. However, there's a lot of longs that are being liquidated right now as the price is coming back down. Now, as that price spiked, Benjamin Cowen, who is a cryptocurrency analyst that I follow very closely, he then posted on Twitter a chart of XRP's big win and, of course, the subsequent spike and the pullback of price. And he said, just so you know, the last time there was some great news in the cryptocurrency market, this is what happened. Well, guess what? Basically the same thing just happened to Bitcoin. It didn't give back all of its gains, but it gave back a lot of it. And some people are saying, well, since it went from 27 to 26K, as I'm making this video right now, it is likely that Bitcoin will probably go to 24K. And of course the doom and gloomers are saying, no, it's going to 24, then 20, then 15. We will see. That could be a long game. But if there is good news regarding the Bitcoin ETF approvals, you can pretty much kiss 15K Bitcoin goodbye, as there's going to be some bigger money lining up to get into the crypto world. So how did Grayscale actually win this case? What did the judge reason? Well, according to Grayscale, they made some of the arguments that swayed the judge into believing their side by making some of the arguments that a futures Bitcoin ETF, which are already out there, and the price correlation between a spot Bitcoin is about 99.9% correlated, meaning there is little to no difference in price or possible manipulation in a spot Bitcoin ETF than a futures-based Bitcoin ETF. They also argued that it deserves the same treatment as the Tikarium Futures Fund and the Valkyrie XBTO Bitcoin Futures Fund. And of course, they now have surveillance contracts in place with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So they said any of the risk mitigation factors have already been taken care of. It's no different than any other financial product. So the judge came out and ruled with Grayscale and said that the SEC must vacate their order, paving the way for a potential spot Bitcoin ETF. Let me know in the comments section down below what effect that you think that will have on the overall crypto market and potentially on the other markets like S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Now, speaking of crypto wins in the legal world, we're going to be talking about Uniswap. As you might remember several weeks ago, possibly even further back than that, a plaintiff was suing Uniswap basically because they were rug pulled from some of the scam tokens that were being traded or that you could swap on Uniswap. If you're not familiar, Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, but no, it has no central manager and no centralized organization control. Well, the plaintiffs basically said that Uniswap is liable because they were rug pulled from a scam token that was listed and traded on Uniswap. Well, the judge, who seemed to be somewhat pro-cryptocurrency, or at least very much in the know about cryptocurrencies and its legal status, its regulatory status regarding if it is a commodity, a security, or simply a currency. Well, the judge dismissed the case altogether. And some of her arguments absolutely make sense, especially if you've been in the cryptocurrency world. She argued that just because there was somebody that wronged you in the current state of Uniswap and the crypto world, there's very little recourse somebody can do because the person liable for the injury is unknowable. And that just because you use the Uniswap protocol to deal with this, it doesn't mean that Uniswap itself is liable. Basically arguing the fact that just because a car manufactures a car doesn't mean that if a person takes that car and uses it to do something criminal, some criminal activity, rob a bank, so on and so forth, it's not the car manufacturer's fault, it is actually the user's fault. And that's what the judge argued in this case when dismissing it and giving it in favor of Uniswap. Now here's the kicker. This is what I want to bring attention to. The judge that made the decision in that case that was very knowledgeable about cryptocurrencies and its current state of regulation is none other than Catherine Polk-Failla. Now, who is she? She is overseeing the Coinbase versus SEC case. That's correct. And some of the statements that she made in her final decision have other experts and other crypto analysts saying this goes heavily in favor of Coinbase and their fight against the SEC. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. For the cryptocurrency world as a whole, it does look very good, specifically the mounting losses that the SEC is taking. Don't forget to sign up for Fairdesk. The link is in the description below. Don't forget to deposit some USDT. There is a tutorial that I will link above where you can watch and see how to do that. You can go follow some expert traders and let them trade essentially for you and earn some passive income, all while waiting for this next bull market to kick off. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, for smashing that thumbs up button, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.